my question is, why are you so comfortable coming out and telling us this and trying to make it seem like you are some type of hero in this situation? Why, as a music executive, are you friends with somebody that's at the FBI and they have tabs on, they're like telling you about tabs they have on a 16, 17-year old from essentially at the time the middle of nowhere, Chicago. Like, if you heard that and that didn't make the light bulb click in your mind that all these people are working together, all these people are under the same umbrella, they're all in the same conglomerate, and this was a psyop from the very beginning. This was the play the whole time, was for the FBI, the CIA, the ATF, all of the three-letter people to come together and put something out that was so destructive and so damaging, it would take longer for us to fix than it is going to take for us to try to extinguish the fire, because the effects are done. What Chief Keef brought to music is already here. It is what it is at this point.
NAYIMEDWARD $, NAYIMED.
When you disrespect our historians by downplaying and disregarding the significance and the importance of the role that they have in not just culture, but society itself, you allow the evildoers to come in and not just rewrite the history from the past, rewrite the history that you were there to experience, rewrite everything that you have ever known that has been historically accurate and historically factual about significant periods of history and time. But you allow them to rewrite the evils that they've done and rewrite the role that they've played to make it seem like they were the person that was being rejected for doing the good. And we, on the other side, were the people who rejected them when all they was trying to do was a good thing. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. My name is Nayim. I am your host. We're talking about the A&R that signed Chief Keef today. We'll have the audio for you to listen to. Actually, let's just get that out of the way right now.
With Chief Keef, it wasn't just a vision. It was, this is the first time I've ever told this story, but it was getting a call from a friend of mine who was in touch with the FBI, who told me that this kid was on a watch list, who then also subsequently called me back and told me that there's a $50,000 hit out on this kid, and you may want to do something about it. And that's not a job of like, right, you know, from a traditional vocational perspective of an A&R executive.
That wasn't an A&R class.
Is this before the contract is signed or after?
After. He had gotten into some trouble. I personally wrote a letter to the judge. My letter was effective and persuasive. It kept him out of jail. I was able to, at that point, all this coincided with a very small period of time. Letter to the judge, his potential incarceration.
And to be clear, he was 16, 17 years old at this point in Chicago.
So I kind of stepped up as in a father figure role. So it's so much deeper than, let me sign this guy because everybody wants him and there's a bidding war and the single and the album and the video. Like, no, bro. No, this was so much deeper in terms of a vision for not just the music,
for his life.
And for his life.
Yeah.
And we're close to this day still because of that. And my greatest achievement with respect to signing him and Finally Rich to Me, which came out, I think in 2012, really established drill, established what music is today for rap. I'm sure you both would agree. And what we did with Finally Rich, and I went in and picked the songs for the album. I came up with the intro, I came up with the interludes. I mixed the album with Chris Chaney. I sequenced the album, blah, blah, blah. Because the most important thing to me is that he's still alive.
And not in prison.
And not in prison.
And not facing prison, as far as we know.
And that, to me, is A&R. That, to me, is A&R. That's like giving a So that's one
So
version of it.
the first thing is we're just gonna deal with just this clip on its own, and we're gonna just go through this clip because I already took my notes out because this is the most diabolical thing I think I've ever heard. See, as a casual listener, a person will hear that and say, I like Chief Keef and I like his music and I like his movement and all of this and what he's done. And I'm glad that throughout all the chaos, there was one person that actually showed love to Chief Keef and cared about Chief Keef enough to step in and be a father figure and make, help him make better decisions and save his life and all of this. But to the trained ear and the trained eye and anybody with mature senses know that this guy is trying to rewrite and cover up the fact that you you can take responsibility all you want to for being the single most disgusting person that has ever entered our culture when it comes to what drill music has done to people, what drill music has done to communities, and what drill music has done to basically infect this world with the most disgusting virus that we have ever seen, especially within Black culture. First thing he talks about, it wasn't just, a vision, and then he starts rambling into these other things. And then he says that it wasn't just a vision about the music and the record sales and the video and all of this stuff because he saw something that, other people probably couldn't see. They didn't want to take a chance on because he knew it was going to be big. It was his greatest accomplishment was establishing drill and establishing music today. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how is that a great accomplishment to the mother who every time she try to get on her Facebook page and she opens up her inbox, the rivals of her dead son are in her inbox sending pictures of his dead body, sending pictures of them dancing on the grave. People like YBC Duel going to the grave and taking a shovel and digging it up, and people are laughing. People making videos dancing on graves and pissing on graves and smoking on top of graves and all of these things. How are you saying that this is your greatest accomplishment, establishing drill and establishing music today, where we were almost at a point, because it's shifting, because music shifts every 5-10 years anyway, but people don't even want to hear your music if you come out as a gangster. For one, before that, it's hard to establish yourself in the mainstream, especially around that time, as anything other than a gangster. People expect your music to be gangster. And not only do they expect your music to be gangster, they were expecting your music, you to be actually doing the stuff that you say. So if you rapped about shooting somebody or doing a drill, you better have been doing that. But all that left was you going to jail for the rest of your life, prison, you getting murdered in the middle of a hit, you being set up, your family never being able to be in the same, your children having to grow up without you, families completely destroyed, communities scared and to go out, and people ravaged, and people with resources taking their resources and going far away while everybody else got rich, got fat off of Black Death. Somebody let me know where the great accomplishment is in that. Your greatest accomplishment was establishing drill music, where blogs and all type of media wouldn't even give attention to a person that it has some type of talent, wouldn't give attention to a person who was trying to do something positive for the community. And those that did give positive attention and put themselves in the realm of things that was going on, that was not that, you were not shown any love, you was rejected, nobody wanted to deal with you. It would have been smart to deal with you because you're still around today, but they didn't even want to give you. People were able to commercialize Black death, commercialize young Black men turning into animals, turning into savages for attention, because that's the only way they knew that if I saw Chief Keef and Dirk and Reese and Santana and all these other people be able to get money because of the views they was getting, because it goes back to the type of music that they was making as a reflection of what was going on within about 10 square blocks. And it spread like a virus because the media helped it spread. And these people, these children, because these were children at the time, seen, it doesn't matter if you were 16, 17, 18, 19, those are kids. You still a teenager. 12, 13, 8-year-old rappers right now, like a little RT, all these people out right now doing this one trick pony, same type of formula, because people like this A&R work hand in hand with the United States government to establish these things, because they know that this would be harder to try to fix than it would be to just let it, it would be harder to fix than it would be. What am I trying to say? It's going to be so much harder to try to fix this than it would be us trying to get out here and saying, showing somebody a different path. People nobody even rewards good behavior with good attention. We still don't do that nowadays. Your greatest accomplishment was establishing drill and establishing how music is today, having all the rappers fighting, because all the rappers like that, fighting for crumbs, fighting for scraps, fighting for the bare little bit of minimum while everybody else gets everything, and you just hope that they live to release an album. He goes on to say that he had a friend he got in touch with at the FBI to say Chief Keef was on a watch list and had a $50,000 bag on his head after he signed his contract. When I heard this, we already knew that the CIA and the FBI and all these 3-letter alphabet agencies work hand in hand with the music business. My question is, why are you so comfortable coming out and telling us this and trying to make it seem like you are some type of hero in this situation? Why, as a music executive, are you friends with somebody that's at the FBI and they have tabs on, they're like telling you about tabs they have on a 16, 17-year-old from essentially at the time the middle of nowhere, Chicago? Like, if you heard that and that didn't make the light bulb click in your mind that all these people are working together, all these people are under the same umbrella, they're all in the same conglomerate, and this was a psyop from the very beginning. This was the play the whole time, was for the FBI, the CIA, the ATF, all of the 3-letter people to come together and put something out that was so destructive and so damaging, it would take longer for us to fix than it is going to take for us to try to extinguish the fire, because the effects are done. What Chief Keef brought to music is already here. It is what it is at this point. It's been over a decade. It's been over 10 years, and look where stuff has got. You used to could have a career, and you might, careers used to be expanded as such a very long, stretched out thing. But now you'll be lucky if you live 6 months, because it used to be, we can take our music and we going back and forth on the music. And, a lot of that stuff commercially started. It started with Keef, but it commercially started with Dirk when he got on the radio and was dissing the other side. And then the little JoJo thing came, and now we all going back and forth in music. And we're in a place where going back and forth in music gets you murdered. And that's done spread to city. So everybody got their own version of it. We done infected Tampa we done infected the Jacksonville, who I smoke. We done infected New York drill. They got California drill. They got drill in London. They drilling in China. They drilling in Brazil. They drilling in South Africa in their OTF shirt. They drilling in the Outback in Australia. And you're going to tell me that somehow, some way, I'm doing you a favor by telling you need to move out of here, by telling you need to move like this, and I'm going to make it, I'm going to try to make myself a martyr in this situation by snatching him out and say, look, guys, I did what I had to do because the FBI said, do something about it. You're the fucking FBI. Why you can't do something about it? You know, if you know there's a bag on somebody's head and you're the FBI, you know where the bag is coming from. You know how to get to the person who put the bag out. And I'm inclined to believe that there was no bag. They was just saying that to say that because they knew that if Chief Keef was worth more alive because of the damage he could do. Because when people saw that success by not having to really be lyrically astute, you didn't really have to really look like nothing but some regular random fucking teenager from the hood. You didn't have to really be anything. And people will praise you and reward you for that because you're going to be on the front of every blog and you can make songs about silly teenage street shit. Why not amp the story up and say there's money on your head? We know about the bag that 6ix9ine put, but that was way further down the line than when Chief Keef came in the game. Another thing that if you're not looking at this and saying like you save one life, but look at all the lives that you have. It's 1 million dead people for Chief Keef coming in the game. It's at least 1 million. It's 1 million dead people. I'm not even joking about the number. There's at least 1 million dead people for Chief Keef signing and them putting that image out to the world. He wrote a letter to the judge personally on behalf of him, and when more than likely in the letter is like, this is our business thing and we'll do this donation for you. And again, all these people is clicked up. You know, AO talks about the golf course theory and the rap trap and how everybody is interconnected. They kept him alive so they can kill 1 million black people. And not just kill 1 million black people physically, they kept him alive so they can assassinate the image of the black child. They can assassinate the image of the black teenager. They can assassinate the image of the black man. Because what do you know? When he came out, all you heard about was all black boys is just savages. All black boys is just killers. All black boys is just gangsters. They all tote guns. All they do is have children out of wedlock. When they grow up and then you see all of these other gangster rappers and stuff, they're not even rapping about nothing but just being gangster. And it's not even really good. It's, yeah, I got a pistol on me, got the 30 on me, brrr, all that shit. Oh, I love my kids, but fuck my baby mama. How? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, Chief Keef was created to assassinate the image, period. Because my thing, this is the thing with assassinating the image. When you assassinate the person's image first, it takes out of everybody else's mind that person is a human being. It takes out of everybody else's mind that there's some type of human, favorable, lovable characteristic about you. You're not human no more. You're equivalent to a farm animal. You are here to either work or be killed and eaten. Period. If you're a cow, you're here to give me as much milk as I can until you can't give milk no more. And then when you're done, I can slaughter you and I can eat you. And that can be it. It was this whole drill music is the worst thing that has ever happened to black music, period. And for real, it's so bad for black music. It's done spill all over into everything to the point where, again, people don't even want to hear your music if you're doing something super severely creative. If your music don't even have elements of being 100% authentic, if we find out that we find out that you is something that you not, we find out that you really not living about what you saying in your music, bro, you will never get your music heard again. Look at Pop Hunter. He was a grown man when he made that song about Corvette. So he said, again, I keep bringing him up because it's just such a crazy example. He said that wasn't even supposed to be a real song. He has real songs. And he just made that fucking off in the studio. It became a hit. They heard that his mama told him to tell because his friend got murdered in front of him when he was young. No more career. It's over. What pissed me off the most about this, though, is when old boy say he stepped up as a father figure in the father figure role because it was about more than business and He wanted to save his life, and the most important thing is he's still alive and he's free and he's not facing no charges. He's not at risk of going back to prison. And my thing is, you saved one person, saved them, because he still got all this PTSD. He still got all this trauma. He still got all of this stuff. Y'all done made billions of dollars off of him. He's in a situation where he can't even go back to where he's from. He can't without somebody probably trying to kill him. There's so many dead people in his life. A current or recovering drug addict. But you saved him and you was a father figure to one person. But look at the 100,000 dead rappers after him. Look at how people are not even, if you looked at as soft if you don't want to be super tough drilling gangster as a black man. How the image of the black man in particular has been so, it's been so beat down and degraded and it's completely disintegrated, where people have even got to the point where they don't even respect you if you are not coming on gangster time, and they're not even gangsters themselves, disrespecting people because they're not gangster. How you're not given a fair shake when you walk out your house. You can play like the music don't have nothing to do with that. You can play like how what Chief Keef's done don't put a little bit more rhythm in your heartbeat when you let your teenage son go outside. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people's first time seeing black children was Chief Keef. And I'm talking about on the map, because people was online before, but when Chief Keef came out, people started being chronically on the internet. And not that you should have to justify who you are to strangers offline, but we know that whoever controls the images is going to control the minds. And in the mind of everybody, when they see your teenage son, when they see your teenage nephew, when they see your teenage brother, when they see your cousin, when they see your dad, when they see your uncle, when they see your grandpa, when they see any black man, the first thing that comes to their mind is what they see in the music. The first thing that comes to their mind is what they hear in the music, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. Because you can have an interaction with somebody in a store and it not be so much of a positive one. It'll be somebody, walk too close to you and they don't know you, you don't know them, but they walk too close to you in the store or something like that. And now you're upset with a stranger and you're saying crazy shit, was just like, yeah, fuck these niggas. You hear these niggas all day in these lyrics. One of my favorite lyrics to quote is a Babyface Ray lyric, because I love Babyface Ray, but he's got a lyric, and not quote in my life, but like quote when I do these videos, is, man, I swear I hate these niggas, I'm a Nazi. When you're being inundated with all that shit all day, kill a nigga, fuck a nigga, stab a nigga, fuck his baby mama, fuck his mama, kill his grandma, kill his kids, do the drill, kill my ops, kill, death, hunt, destroy. And you think that you are bigger than the propaganda, you're not. Because the minute that you get upset, the first thing you're going to revert to is the bullshit you've been putting in your mind all day. This is why it's like, I don't hate the music. I hate what the music has done to our communities. I hate what the music has done to our culture for this disgusting fucking rat think piece of shit to get out here and try to make it seem like, rewrite history like what you've done was so great. Bro, we should hang you for real. Like, seriously, we should put him on a ceiling fan and cut that shit on, and we just take turns hit him with a fucking pinata. Because what the fuck do you mean? That's your bro. There's only been a few people. There's every era got a person that come through and just drop a bomb and change shit, and Chief Keef was one of them. And it's a lot of people's hands that went into that, because it's not just you. It wasn't just him that went into this. It wasn't just him that played a gargantuan role in this. There's a lot of people that signed off on this. The FBI person that made the call, the people that was making the beats, the bloggers that came through and only gave attention to this kind of stuff because that's what people want to see. And it's not that they want to see it because they like it. It's you're fascinated with it because you can't believe what the fuck you looking at. I hate people like this. I absolutely detest people that try to rewrite it like they did something, like you're a hero. You're not a hero. You are an orchestrator of one of the most damning and damaging things that has ever happened to fucking music.
Nayimedward $, nigga. Nayimedward.